So we have seen some update methods. So we have seen update methods. So after that, we'll see set examine methods. Okay, so we have a set examine methods here. Okay. So okay, so it is like this. So let us talk about string. Set examine methods. You have a lot of set examine methods where you can examine. Okay, sets here. You have a different set examine methods like is disjoint set. You can see these are some set examine methods. So you're trying to verify. Okay, you are trying to verify is disjoint is there. So return true if the set has no elements in the common with other. So this will return true if the set has no elements in common with other. So generally when you call it as sets as a disjoint set C is if the intersection of both the sets are empty. So sets are disjoint if and only if their intersection is what here empty set. So then only it is called as which set disjoint set. Otherwise, it is not called as a disjoint set. So there is one more is a subset, is a disjoint set, and is a subset. Is a subset is one more method of this set. So set is less than or equal to others means test. So this will return Boolean values. Is disjoint return Boolean value? Is a subset also return what Boolean value? Now test whether every element in the set is it there in what here other. So for that you are using is a subset. Is a disjoint set return true if the set has no elements in common with other. Now sets are disjoint if and only if their intersection is what empty set. So there is a subset that is less than or equal to, and there is a superset. Okay, is a subset is there and is a superset. Test whether every element in other is in the set. Okay, test whether every is a subset is there. Test whether every element in other is there in this set. So is disjoint set here. Now you can take some sets here with a simple example like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm saying is 1, 2, 3 is a disjoint. So what I'm using here is disjoint. So S1 dot is a disjoint of S2. So this is written what here? False. Because every element of when you can say sets are disjoint sets, if intersection of this both the sets are empty. For example, if I'm saying, okay, some 789 S2 dot, S2 dot is disjoint, okay, S3, now it is written true because the intersection of this both the sets are what here? Empty. Intersection means there is no common elements. Intersection means that there is no common elements. Okay, there is no common elements here. Okay, so it is written true. In the same way, I am taking S2, yes. Okay, there is a set 1 having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Or I've taken some alphabets A, B, C, and D, and there is one more alphabet called E. Set 2 equal to A. Okay, again I'm taking A, and this is B, and this is C. Okay, and set 1 dot is a subset of set 1, or set 2 is a subset of which one? Set 2. Oh, sorry, set 1, set 2 is a subset of what I said. Set 2 is a subset of which one? Set 1. Okay, set 2 is a subset of which one? Set 1. So every element in this set, is it exist in other sets or not? Yes. Suppose if I'm writing set 1 is a superset. Okay, set 1 is a superset of set 2. Now this is also written true because set 1 is a superset of set 2 means every element of set 2 is exist in set 1. Yes. Okay, suppose if I'm writing set 2 is a subset. Set 2 is a subset of set is a subset of set 1. Okay, is a subset of set 1. So it is written true because set 2 is a subset of set 1. But set 2 dot is a superset of set 1 is a superset of set 1. It returns false. So these are examine methods, whether you want to examine a set is a superset, subset, or a disjoint set. So this you are finding it by using this particular methods. Okay, that is superset, subset, and one more is a disjoint set. Now let us see some of the problems in Hacker's rank, right? Okay, so we'll try to take the problems of sets. Okay, check subset or not. See, this is check subset. So you are given, see here, you are given two sets. One is A and one more is what? B. You are given how many sets here? Two sets. One is A set and one more is what? B set. Your job is to find out whether set A is a subset of set B. Okay. Your job is to find out whether set A is a subset of which one? B. Set A is a subset of B. If set A is a subset of B, what you have to do? You have to print true. If set A is not subset of B, you have to print what here? False. So first line will contain a number of test cases, that is T. The first line of each test case contains the number of elements in set A. The second line of each test case contains the space separated elements of set A. The third line, the third line of each test case contains the number of elements in set B, and the fourth line of each test case contains the space separated elements of set B. Now these are the constraints, that is true and false is there. So here, what is the first one is the first line will contain the number of test cases. Okay, just here first line contain the number of test cases. So T equal to input, integer of input. This is nothing but number of test cases. Then this many number of times you have to test it for I in range of T. Okay, for I in range of T. So how many times you are verifying it is a subset or not? T times. How many times you are checking it whether it is subset or not? How many times you are checking? T times. Now this for loop is executed how many times here? T times. For example, the value of T is 10. This for loop is executed how many times? 10 times. If the value of T is at 20, this for loop is executed how many times? 20 times. Now see here, number of test cases are how many? 3. Then next line contains here, next line contain the first line of each test case contain the number of elements in set A. So you are trying to read n number of elements in set A. M equal to integer of input. How many elements you want to read in test set A? So A equal to you have to read in the same line. So in the same line means you have to use map. Okay, integer of what is that? Input dot what is that? Split. You are trying to split this, and from this you are reading how many values? M values. The next one is the third line. The third line of each test case contains the number of elements in set B. The number of elements in set B, I'm trying to use integer of input. So the number of elements in set B, you have to read the elements of set B. So I'm just writing a map integer of input dot split. Okay, integer of split, and then colon n here. Okay, that number of elements in set B. See here. So m value and number of elements, n value and number of elements. Okay, and after that you have to print whether it is a subset or not by saying print a dot is a subset. A dot is a subset of which one? B. A dot is a subset of which one? B. Okay, that's all. So how many times you are checking this? How many times you are checking this? T times. So the number of test cases, if it is 3, you're checking how many times here? 3 times. Every time you are reading elements in set A, elements in set B, and then you are verifying it is a subset or not. Okay, now it has been calculated here. Okay, now after that, just click on the submit code. So you can see all the test cases are done. Okay, now you are trying to verify is it set is a subset or not? Is it a set is a subset or not? So in the same way, but this verifying is done number of times. This verification is done how many times? Number of times. Okay. How many sets you are reading? Two sets. How many sets you are reading? Two sets. Okay, A set and B set. How many times you are repeating this logic? T times. If the value of T is a 3, you are repeating this logic how many times? 3 times. You are reading A set, B set and checking it. Again, you are reading A set, B set, checking it. Again, you are reading A set and B set. Again, you are trying to repeat it. Okay, how many times you are doing this? T times. Okay, number of test cases are, how many test cases here? T test cases. Okay. This is strict superset. Now there is one more problem here. You are given a set A and n other sets. You are given a set A and n other sets. Your job is to find out whether set A is a strict superset of each of the n sets. Okay, you are given set A and n other sets. Your job is to find whether set A is a strict superset of each of the n sets. So print true if A is strict superset of each of the n sets. Otherwise print what here? False. So a strict superset has at least one element that does not exist in subset. That does not exist in what? Subset. You enter 134 is a strict superset of what? 1 3. So set is 134. You are reading A set and this A set is compared with what? Remaining number of sets. You read one A set and you are comparing with what? N number of sets. Suppose if n number of sets are 3, you are comparing A set with how many sets here? 3 sets. If it is a superset, you will return true. If it is a superset, it return true. If not, it returns what here? False. If it is superset, it returns true. Otherwise, it will return false. If you see the input, the first line contains the space separated elements of set A. The second line contains an integer n, the number of other sets. The next n lines contain the space separated elements of other sets. Okay, and output is print true if the set A is a superset of all other n sets. Otherwise, print what here? False. Otherwise, print what here? False. So set A is a strict superset of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but not of the set 100, 11, 12 because 100 is not a 100 is not in set A. 100 is not in set A. Hence the output is what here? False. Hence the output is what here? False. Okay. Okay. So strict means all. If it is a superset of all other sets, then you'll return true. Otherwise, you'll return what here? False. But set A is a superset of first set, but not superset of what? Second set. Because of that, it is written what here? False. Okay. So what is the first input is you are reading the elements of A. So this is nothing but you are reading the elements of A set. So integer of input dot okay split. You are trying to split here. You are trying to split and you are reading some values into the set. After reading, you have to read n other sets. Integer of input. So you are reading n other sets for I in range of n. For I in range of n. Now this loop is executed how many times? N times. Now you have to read other n sets. You have to read other n sets. But initially, I'm thinking that this A is a strict superset of others. Then initially, I'm giving this value as what here true. I'm assuming that any variable. I'm assuming that initially A is a strict superset of what others. I'm assuming that it is a superset of what here others. It is a strict superset of what here others, right? Strict superset of others. Now here you are trying to verify. You try to enter other sets. B equal to set of map integer comma input dot split. So after that you are checking it. Okay, you are checking it by saying x equal to a dot. Okay, a dot is a superset. A dot is a superset of a dot is a superset of what b. If x equal to false, if x equal to false, if x equal to false, if it is not a superset, I'm writing here, okay, it is not a superset. I just take flag equal to false and I terminate the loop by using which statement? Break statement, because I'm not comparing with the rest of the sets. Here we are not comparing with the rest of the sets. So terminated by using which statement? Break statement. And after that, I print the value of flag. So flag will be true. When flag will be true? If A is a superset of which one? B. Okay, it means A is a superset of all other sets. Means suppose I'm comparing A set with n B sets. If it is superset of n B sets, it is a strict superset. If it is not equal to any one of it, if it is not a superset of any one of it, the value will be what here? False. Now let us check this. Okay, so it is run this. Okay, and I'm submitting the code here. Okay, so code is also submitted and all the test cases are passed. Okay, so this is how you need to write the code, because in technical exams also they'll give like this. Okay, you have to submit the code and all the test cases should be passed. If all the test cases passed, then only your program is correct. Otherwise, your program is what? Incorrect. Sorry. Okay, so there is another one is there. Okay, captain's room. So Mr. Anant Asankhya is a manager in the, so that test cases are not visible to you. Private test cases means those are not visible. Which one is failed, it is not shown to you. Okay, where is the error? How it is checking the, okay, that is not visible to you. That is what you mean by private test cases. Okay, right now then see here, the hotel has infinite amount of rooms. One fine day, infinite number of tourists come to stay at the hotel. So the tourists consist of a captain, an unknown group of families consisting of K members per group where K is not equal to 1. The captain was given a separate room and the rest were given to one room per group. The captain was given a separate room and the rest were given one room per group. Mr. Anand has an unordered list of randomly arranged room entries. The list consists of room numbers for all the tourists. The room numbers will appear K times per group except the captain's room. Mr. Anand needs your help to find out the captain's room. Okay. So the total number of tourists or the total number of groups or families is not known to you. You only know the value of K and the room number list. So here you can see the first line consists of integer K, the size of each group. The second line contains the unordered elements of room numbers list. The first line consists of an integer K, the size of each group. The first line contains an integer K, the size of each group. The second line contains the unordered elements of the room number list. This is the group size. What is the size of the group? 5. What is the size of the group here? 5. 5 is the size of the group. Now what you have to do is the second line contains unordered elements of the room numbers list. So this is a room numbers list. Now what you have to do is you have to find out whose room? Captain's room. Okay, what is the captain's room here? 8. So the list of room numbers contain 31 elements. Since K is what here? 5. Okay, means so 31, 31. Okay, total number of 31 divided by 5. So there must be 6 group of families. In the given list, all of the numbers repeated 5 times except for room number what? 8. So hence 8 is a captain's room number. Hence 8 is what here? Captain's room number. Okay. So what is how you do this? How you do this here? The logic is very simple. The logic is very simple here. The logic is very simple. So total number of elements are 31. So since K is a 5, there must be 6 groups of families in the given list. All of the numbers are repeat. How many times here? 5 times. But except for room number, what here? 8. Except for room number, what here? 8. See, you are reading this inside a list. Okay, because this is a list of room numbers. Because if it is a set allows duplicates or not allow duplicates, not allowed. Set doesn't allow what here? Duplicates. If you convert this list into a set, then you'll get one unique number. You'll get one unique number. And is it that unique number is room number of captain or not? Yes. So what you have to do is first, very simple. You have to read number of groups. Integer of input, the number of groups, and the next one is room numbers. Okay, room numbers, you are reading as a list. Why you are reading as a list? Because some room numbers are repeated here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 4. Can you see the room numbers repeated or not? Can you see the room numbers are repeated or not? Yes. But one room number is not repeated. The list contains the room number of all the tourists. The room numbers will be appear k times per group except captain's room number. Okay, except captain's room number. Mr. Anand needs your help to find out the captain's room number. The total number of tourists or the total number of groups or families is not known. You only know the value of k and the room numbers list. Room numbers list. So what I'm doing is map of integer comma input. Split. Okay, you are trying to split at space. So enter the number of room numbers, right? But room numbers is what here list. But I'm converting this list into what here set. So captain's number equal to set of room numbers. So what I'm doing is, if I say set of room numbers, what will happen? Will you get that? Will you get that? Will you get or not get? Not get, right? Now this room numbers, these are list of room numbers, right? You have to split these room numbers. You have to split these room numbers into how many groups? 5 groups. Okay, you have to split this into how many groups here? 5 groups. You have to split. You have to split this list of numbers into how many groups here? 5 groups. And you have to check each group. In each group, the elements are repeated how many times? Okay, see here, the list of room numbers contain 31 elements. Since k is 5, so there must be 6 groups of families. There must be 6 group of families in the given list. All of the numbers repeated 5 times except for room number what? 8. Except for room number what here? 8. Okay, right? Now what you have to do? You have to convert these room numbers from set into what? List. From set into what here? List into what? Set. So I converted these room numbers from set into list into set. Okay, S of room numbers. So what will happen? You get unique room numbers. And you have to count how many times each room number is repeated. If the room number is repeated only 0 times, if the room number is repeated how many times? 0 times. Then that room number is what? Captain's room number. That room number is what here? Captain's room number. Okay. Yes. So every time you're reading one room number, R in, for R in set. Okay, if R in, or I can directly count. What I can do is I can count. Okay, room number dot count. So how many times this room number is repeated? How many times this room number is what here? Repeated. Okay, you are reading each time. one room number from the set, means unique room numbers from the set, and you are checking that room numbers are repeated how many times. If the room number which is repeated more than one time, suppose this is like this. So counting, right? Suppose there is a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 5. I want to count how many times each element is repeated. So you convert this list into what here set. You convert this list into a set so that you'll get unique things for each time you are reading one value from set and you'll be counting it. So print list1 dot count, list1 dot count, list1 dot count value. So you are counting how many times each value is there. How many times each value is there? One is there how many times? 2 times. 2 is there how many times? 2 times. 3 is there how many times? 2 times. Okay. And 4 is there how many times? 1 time. And 5 is there how many times? 1 time. If the room number repeated 1 time, if the room number repeated how many times? 1 time, then that is whose room number? Captain's room number. If the count equal to 1, if the count equal to 1, if the count equal to 1, now that room number is the captain's room number. If the count equal to 1, that room number is what? Captain's room number. Yes. Yes. See, the room numbers will appear k times. The room numbers will appear k times per group except the captain's room. Except whose room? Captain's room. Just will execute and check. Is it this logic is correct or not? Yes. Okay. Yes. Then just submit the code here. See here, all the test cases are not passed. See, test case 0 is passed, 6 and 8. But remaining test cases are what here? Failed. Okay, these test cases are failed. Means my program is not submitted. My program is not submitted because you should pass all the test cases. You should pass all the test cases, but we have done some mistake. So these test cases are failed. So what are the test cases here is test case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 is failed, but remaining test cases are passed. But when you run the code, the expected result is came. But some test cases it will check. If the test cases are not passed, then your program will not be submitted. But this is a logic to find out which one captain's room, because the captain's room is a unique number or not. Yes, captain's room is a unique. Okay, unique room number which is there, that you can call it as whose room number? captain's room number. You add more, just think and add more. But this is my logic of finding the captain's room number. This is my logic of finding the captain's room number. But you check what is more number of conditions you can check. What is more conditions you can check? Okay, right. So these are some of the problems related with the set. Okay, but you have to understand how to work with the sets. Okay, so but you cannot write a set. Now this is set comprehension. You can also create a set by using which one? Set comprehension. You can also create a set by using what here? Set comprehension. You can also create a set by using set comprehension. Yeah, is it working? Submitted code or submitted code. Okay. Okay, right now set comprehension. So we can create a set. We can create set using We can create a set using comprehension, like the way how we create a list using list comprehension. We can also create a set using what? Set comprehension. Okay, we can create a set using comprehension. Okay, set comprehension allows to create a set using for loop and if condition. Set comprehension allows to create a set by using for loop and by using for loop and by using for loop. Okay, yes. So we can create a set using comprehension. Set comprehension allows to create, yeah, set comprehension allows to create a set using for loop and if condition. So the way how we create a list using list comprehension, in the same way you can create a set using what? Set comprehension. The way how you create a list using list comprehension, in the way you can create a set using what? Set comprehension. So there is multiple syntaxes you have within curly braces. You are writing expression or value for variable in what is that? Iterable. There is a syntax too here. There is a syntax too, and there is expression or value. Okay, for variable in iterable and if followed by condition. If followed by what here? Condition. So two syntaxes. This is syntax 1 and this one is what here? Syntax 2. So expression or value for variable in what? Iterable. Expression or value for variable in iterable and if followed by what here? Condition. Yes. So here I'll continue tomorrow, right? Because I'm getting cough, right? Okay. So tomorrow I'll continue this set comprehension and even we'll see frozen sets and other things. Okay. Actually, I'm not feeling well. Okay. So tomorrow I'll continue this. Okay. Thank you. We'll see tomorrow. Okay. वही बोल रहा था मैं